my left-hand side, we have a special assistant to the Chief Medical Director in the person of Mr. Apete. I recognize the presence of the information officer seated here. Thank you so much for coming. The press corps of the hospital, we are really appreciated. I am Apete of the hospital PRO. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the response. So without wasting
celebrant, yeah, that's why the celebrant is perfect in manner of the church. One of them is one retired matron of this great institution. One Celestia, Salomon. Of course, we have another person here, the chief from our winter, but the celebrant, Ashua Nicola. We also have here, we have some of the family members of our church. It's in person, especially when we go to Sunday after that. Thank you very much. One of you, Dr. Arunati.
CMD, sir, I want to thank you for the opportunity to actually host us this morning. This will be like the second time in 1 week. We were here last week, and we appreciate you for also allowing us to be here today again. I call him my father. It's actually going to be 70 this week. I have got that in Washington State. Our Ashiwaju is also here with us. It's also from the Ashiwaju father now. Yeah, in year 2001 October, as we were told, he was involved in a road traffic accident in Lagos on his way to Apete. And then I think the second day he was brought into UCH and was managed in the Northwest one wing of the hospital. That's about 24 years ago. He's going to be 70 this year, this week. And he reached out that he wants to do something for the hospital. I was contacted and we discussed and agreed on what will actually be done at that point. Initially, I'm sure he's spoken with some people and then they felt we can get the port oximeter, get the DP apparatus and bring to the board. But I just felt this season we might not be in need of those things as the electricity to power some of those things that we have in the hospital. So I made mention that we can actually do a 1.5 kVA inverter. And he said yes, that is willing to do that. But I should speak with an engineer to look into what it takes to get it done, and then ask if that 1.5 kVA will cover the whole of the world. And then I spoke with the engineer, and then the engineer said 1.5 kVA will not be enough for the world. And then we agreed, after he had given us budget for 1.5 kVA, so we agreed that we should upgrade it, and he said 2.5, and we agreed for 2.5. But one of those days, I also went to Northwest One to see, and I saw that they had actually solar power inverter in Northwest One, and that's where he actually wanted the inverter to be, so that it will commemorate his stay in that world for a while. I think he spent about 3 or 4 months on the world, and then the hospital had that we should see the same. They called us and give us options. We can do it this way, we can do it that way. But also give us the option of doing powering that Northwest One. that the energy for that ward can actually be diverted to another ward while we supply the 2.5 kVA inverter. And then we agreed, and on Thursday we installed the inverter, and then the inverter is what we are trying to hand over to the management this morning. So we thank the management for giving us the opportunity to get this done, and then we are here this morning to give the inverter to the hospital.
Thank you very much for that brief explanation. I think it's of great honor that we call on the celebrants. And saying, if you can permit me, I think before he even speaks, I think we deserve to sing an happy birthday song for Baba before he speaks at all. So Daddy can be seated while every other person. Mommy, you can also sit. So let us stand while we sing an happy birthday song. So I now call on Mrs. Howell to please kindly lead the song. The floor is yours, ma'am.
I see Mark, head of Apete. I welcome everyone of you to this great institution. We will sing a song, happy birthday song to our daddy. Let's start. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you, Daddy. May the good Lord bless you. We wish you many happy returns of the day. Long life and prosperity. Hip, 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 hooray! Hip, 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 hooray! Hip, 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 hooray!
So before sitting, please, thank you very much, ma'am. Before sitting, there's something that the loved and amiable Cindy does. When we have a special guest like this, that they're not just donating, but you're also marking 70th birthday. Sir, I want to please ask you to please pray for Baba in your Yoruba dialect, because he's good at it, yes. So the floor is yours.
Happy birthday.
Wọ́n ní Ọlọ́run tí ó ń wẹ̀ ní ẹ̀dá púpọ̀. Àdúpẹ́ pé ó ṣíjú àánú òun. Lẹ́yìn ó wà láyé, ó wà láàyè, ó wà láàyè wọn pẹ̀lú aya, pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ wọn, àwọn ìdílé, àwọn alábàáṣe, àtàwọn ọmọ ìjọ. Wà gbọ́ pé àti wọ́n ní gbogbo nǹkan tí igi tí elégbèdè bá ti fi ọwọ́ bà dídó báyìí náà ní àwọn àdó. Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ bá ti ń ṣe láti lè lọ ẹ̀ máa rí èrè ń bẹ̀ wọ́n. Á dára fún yín, á sàn fún yín, ẹ̀mí yín á gùn, ẹ̀ ní fojú sunkún ọwọ́, ẹ̀ ní fojú sunkún aya. Gbogbo àdáwọ́lé yín lórúkọ Jésù àwọn ayọ̀ sí lórúkọ Jésù Kristi gbogbo àwọn.
In outstanding for the Director of Administration and Secretary to Board of Management in the person of Mrs. Tolulope Agbolu. Thank you so much for coming. So on this note, I'll be calling on the celebrant that does not look like 70, that looks like he's in his 30s. Yes. Can we appreciate the celebrant as a gentleman?
We're honored to be here today, and I give gratitude and all praises to God Almighty that spared my life in the year 2001. From back to that time, I never had opportunity to spend maximum of 2 hours in any hospital in the world. But October 19, 2001 seems like a date very difficult to forget in my memory. I was going to lead a revival in one of our parishes in Apete, Ogun State. I had all inspiration not to travel, but the love of what I was called to do
reigned supreme. And on the journey, my one Mercedes 180, a small car, ran into a stationary timber carrying load unnoticed. And there and then, I lost my hands and my legs. Few hours before I left, I wanted my wife to join me. But she said she would be visiting the premises. I jokingly said, I will take another wife and I will go. Quickly, she packed her bag and baggages, willing to go. A few minutes before entering the vehicle, I said, no, I'm coming back tomorrow. Why don't you stay? And she didn't argue. She stayed. We never could have known what would have happened. Because seeing the accident, it was enough to give her a shock that no one can know what would have happened. So I noticed I was going to open the door, I couldn't raise my hand. I was going to come out, I couldn't raise my legs, and I started shouting. I have some money in my bag. Take me to the best hospital around here, blah, 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 blah. I found myself in FCB. On the second day, Professor Leko Simon of the Department of Pathology, the husband of my mom, was my godfather. The brain behind my calling, that's another story. He was informed. Luckily, I had a cellular on me, so they used it to call home. On 28th of October 2001, I was brought to UCH, helpless. A lot of crowd around me. Hope was almost lost. But my wife was very strong. She was saying he will rise to do.
That's not your
Sorry. It was painful. Unforgettable. It was an embarrassment to a lot of us in the church. And UCH witnessed an influx of crowd from morning till evening every day for about 3 months. That one senior nurse asked me, who are you? Everybody, professor to minister to this and that, keeps coming. Who are you? I said, I'm a small man like this. Yes. He said, no, anyway, you must be somebody. The glory of God made me to be somebody, and that vision would have been caught if I didn't make it. So that I'm alive today gladdens my heart and gives me the encouragement to do what we are doing today. That's number one. Number two, after being discharged and rested in Professor Simon's house for a while, I got back to the church to do my work, the little way I could. Well, I was flown to England for a follow-up. And what amazed me seriously was that the professor that I was made to see in England looked at me and said, if they had flown you to United Kingdom, you couldn't have done more than what you did in Africa. When I was processing the papers to get approval to go to England, I met one of the doctors there and just noticed me and said, oh, Mr. Adewale, it's you who has been standing for this long, waiting for your letter. That means you will not die again. I remember the activity and the commitment of most of being a professor. I'm trying to remember. I said professor. His style of treating patients, I must confess, actually encouraged me to come up. When I was discharged, I thought after being discharged, the next thing is to pack the bag and packages and go home. I never knew that laying off I couldn't be bed was shivering like this and I was sweating. My sister-in-law brought a walking stick and he said, this man was too young to use a walking stick. He blew the walking stick and the thing fell off the roof to another, to dance, and he apologized. And that encouragement kept me. I didn't hear Amos. His first name is Amos. Very frank and very thorough person. I'm sure he doesn't even know me now, but I didn't forget him. He's still in the service of the gospel. Oh, praise God. God be with him. He said he went to him. I never liked him though. He was too tough. The toughness actually brought me out of the mess. You can do it. Stand up. I was trying to stop. We are your doctors. We are here to deliver you. And I was shivering and still and so God bless his family. God bless you all. And when we were preparing for this celebration, my wife said it's a good thing to give back to the hospital that look after you, because your mission would have perished if you died at that time. And I put heat onto it. Okay, go and tell them, find out from our people. We have some of our people around here, and they mentioned some things about my son. We want something bigger. I said, okay, whatever we want, Doctor, I want it. Whatever. And by the way, my mom was me, I want it. Oh, yeah. So, that's the time. So, yeah, when they suggested the inverter, I said, that's good. Looking at what is happening in Nigeria today, and looking at the kind of the significance of UCH to the world, to human beings, nobody should toy with the consistency and the capacity of a hospital like this. How many lives like mine have been saved? So if people know, they should actually give more to ensure that this organization is doing well, because it's a life-saving organization, and I appreciate you all for what you are doing to save mankind. God will be with your family in Jesus' name. Amen. So when he suggested it, we came upon invitation last week and discussed. But as if he read my mind, I was actually interested in that word because I noticed people died while I was on that mission. People suffered. Some people, like the professor in England said, there are even quoting him now, if Jesus comes, we can't stand up. So if you are on your feet, still waiting and you are complaining of aches and pains that I still have up to today, some residuals. If you are complaining, what of those who are not dead and they are lying that they cannot rise up again? So whatever you are doing here, I stand to represent the patient to tell you that you are relevant in developing mankind, and God will pay you back in many folds. So when he suggested it, and we noticed that we have to upgrade whatever budget we have, I said whatever it takes, it must be done because it is regular. And that is why we're here. And I want to thank the Ashwati of my dad, my mom in the Lord, and the church members and the family for supporting us. If we had allowed them, this place would not have come again. People are waiting at home. And they were trooping in when I was at admission for so long. We want to be grateful for the management of this hospital for allowing us to do the little we can, and we promise that we would like to do more in the future in the name of God. In Jesus' name. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Same sir. The floor is yours.
Appreciation and gratitude of the University College Hospital to what you are doing today. I decided to stand up while I asked others to speak. As I rise to speak, it's the whole of UCH and in fact the Federal Ministry of Health that is standing up to celebrate you and to appreciate you. I want to recognize the members of management and of course the celebrant of today, Prophet Emmanuel Adewale, and Mrs. Osede Adewale. There's somebody I have to recognize especially too, and that's Mama Salomon. Anyway, I have the opportunity to say it, I always do. Her husband, the Professor Salomon, supervised my master's degree in chemical pathology and immunology. And he was also supervising my PhD in chemical pathology and immunology before he passed on to glory. And he was so kind and nice to me. There's some kind of rivalry between clinicians and some laboratory people in this system. I should I don't recognize you. And as a young, I should also appreciate Dr. Awariti, a consultant hematologist and blood transfusion. He has been very useful to this system. He has been the facilitator or the link person between Baba and the management of the hospital. And I think just last week, Tuesday or so, Monday, okay, exactly a week. So we had a meeting together, and what he has said was what we decided. So I want to thank you, sir, that you recognized the significance of what this institution did in your very time of need. But people don't give because they have. They give because they have a heart to give. So you have a heart of gold, you have a giving heart, and God will continue to bless you and give you all your heart's desires. Like you said, a number of people died when you were on that admission. But many people were there who also survived like you. They may even not have taken notice of those that died. But because of your heart, the Yoruba will say, what you are doing now is like a kind of thanksgiving to God for sparing your life in this institution. Even in the Bible, Jesus Christ healed 7 lepers. And only one came back. You are that one leper that has come back to thank God. And Jesus Christ asked, what of the 7 lepers in the wise that God himself is taking notice of what happened. So God has taken note of what you have done. And he doesn't owe any man, so he will reward you abundantly. We want to appreciate you. In fact, no amount of words can appreciate you now. And I also see you mentioned something just now that even in the future, you are ready to do more. That's a big one. Because I must say that UCH is in need of many things. It's a government hospital, but anybody that is working for government will know that no government institution, to the best of my knowledge, is funded enough to be self-sufficient. And even actually, most of those places we go abroad, it's not government that is funding everything.